You want to improve your relationships, find true love, get along better at work or at home? Hello, I'm Barbara Lorraine. You're about to meet Frank Seifert, founder and president of MatchMatrix. MatchMatrix is a groundbreaking tool for connecting with other people.
I'm Frank Seifert, the founder and president of MatchMatrix. MatchMatrix is a brand new way to understand relationships. We come from the energetic aspect of two people in relationship.
Before Frank talks about what the energy is, he'll talk about why it's important.
Energy could be the most important element in a relationship. Let me explain why. Each person has a specific energetic pattern. Why is that so significant? Because another way to look at that energetic pattern is that it defines what we are as human beings. In other words, it is the most basic calculation.
There are 4 elements that describe each person's unique energetic pattern.
To describe each person's unique energetic pattern, we have 4 lifestyle traits. So the first of these traits, which we consider to be the most important, is each person's style of communication. In other words, how do you use words to connect with another person? Some people, there's actually 2 different styles. One we call logical style. A person with logical talking style is somebody who uses words because they have a specific meaning. And they hook those words together, kind of like they're building a wall. And so they construct their sentences around the meaning of those words to convey a certain idea. The other group is called the emotional talking style. Now, the emotional talking style person uses words to convey what they're feeling. So the meaning of the words is not as important, and I say that with conditions, is not as important as the feeling that they convey. The second trait is called activity level. Now, the activity level is the speed at which someone runs their life. People are either super active or moderate active. It's most desirable to share the same activity level so that there's a mutuality in the relationship. Thirdly, we have a calculation for sexual response. What does each person need to be sexually satisfied in the relationship? The first is called the physical response type. The physical sexual response person, they hold a reserve of energy specifically for sex. This reserve of energy is actually their emotional dimension to their sexual experience. What does the physical person need in a relationship? They need to be matched up with somebody who's the same physical sexual type because they need a certain depth of intensity in the relationship, because that's how this little door is opened up that allows that emotional side to come out. It doesn't matter how much time they spend in bed and how much lovemaking they do. They're never really connecting with their emotional side to have the release and the fulfillment that they're looking for. The other sexual type is called the mental emotional sexual type. Now, the mental emotional person holds no reserve of energy. They have all of their energy available all of the time. Think about it. The people with mental emotional sexuality are typically pretty radiant. They actually live out of their sexual energy. Isn't that interesting? Because you've known people like that, but now there's a way to actually define them according to their sexual nature. Finally, we have financial logic. People are either conservative or they're non-conservative. And really it's a way to determine the focus that people have on money. For the person who is conservative, money represents their freedom. They're very much aware of money, also as their security. Doesn't mean that they aren't generous, doesn't mean they don't want to share it, but they're totally aware of how much money is being spent and when. The person who is non-conservative, on the other hand, has a much more of a freedom about money. They're willing to spend it, and they kind of dance with it a little bit more, and they also do it with a certain confidence. Now, if there's a challenge in the financial area, the nice thing about it is that people can bring in outside help, bring in an advisor, assist in setting up a spending program, managing the money, that type of thing. Think about it in the other areas. If people have different styles of communication, now it's a real challenge because you can't get your hand on it. There's nothing tangible about it. All you know is that the communication isn't working. What shows up in a relationship when people have different styles of communication? There are actually 4 specific things that follow, and see how you relate to this, either in your current relationship or perhaps in a past relationship. So what we're saying now is one person has the logical talking style and the other person has the emotional talking style. First of all, you do not share the same sense of humor. Think about that, as that might have been your experience in your relationship. Now, we're not talking about whether or not you laugh at the same comedians or enjoy the same jokes. What we're talking about is that spontaneous turn of phrase. You're walking down the street with each other and you see something and you make this comment, kind of off the wall, and you think it's funny, and it goes right past your partner. Right past them. As a matter of fact, consistently, they don't really get your humor. Secondly, you don't have the same friends. Isn't that something? To realize that that sources from your style of communication. You don't share the same friends. Maybe you just simply don't like your partner's friends, and your partner would feel the same about your friends. In those situations, either one person gives up their friends, the couple can stay together, or they each has their own friends and spends time apart to be with their friends. Now, the third one is the most interesting. And that is that there is an energy drain that goes on between the people. Just think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been out running all day, you're getting work done, it's so much fun, and you've got all the energy you need, and then you come home and you walk through the door and you just feel it drop. I call that the Dagwood Bumstead syndrome. You remember Dagwood always went right to the couch and laid down when he got home? If you're with somebody with whom you share a different style of communication, you would have this energy drain. The last one, and this is number 4, there are misunderstandings. Now, I know everybody has misunderstandings, but this is different. This is like ongoing, where the things you say are misinterpreted consistently. You say something with the best of intentions and the other person just takes it in a totally different way. And you find that that happens over and over and over and over again. Until finally you find that you really don't even expect to be understood anymore. So irritation is, I really wish I was being understood, but since I'm not, I just gotta have to put a little heat on these words to get the idea across.
You've been hearing about MatchMatrix and how it provides for connecting with other people. There's lots more to learn. Look around the MatchMatrix website. Get a free look at your relationships with me and you. Find MatchMatrix on Facebook at Best Friends and Lovers. Hear more about MatchMatrix on the Law of Attraction radio show. Until next time, this is Barbara Lorraine.